Mark Curry, happy to have you on the platform, my guy.
Man, I'm thankful to be on the platform, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, man. I mean, it's a blessing to have you, my man.
Man, it's a blessing to be thought about. That's something that I work hard on. This being here means that much to me because I never thought, I can't say I never thought that this one day wouldn't happen, but I just didn't know when.
So with that being said, for the people that's not familiar with you, introduce yourself to the people.
Yeah, my name is Mark Curry. I'm a former bad boy recording artist. A lot of people, I made a lot of hits for Puff, gave him a lot of good words to say, inspiration. Um, sometimes a lot of people live through your words. So there's a lot of my words that I may have gave him before in life that he lived through to help make him. Um, come from Atlanta. I'm from New Jersey, New York when I was raised though. I grew up in Atlanta. Um, I'm a book author. So I wrote a book. I'm a carpenter, master carpenter. Man, I'm just all the above, man. A brother, your brother, that's me. I don't like to put big titles on myself because I feel like I could be anything that I want. I don't have like one set title of me. I think that I could be everything. So when you ask me about me, uh, without if without me to my own horn, I just say, man, I'm amazing.
For the people that don't know, right, let them know some of the hits you was a part of.
Okay. Well, a lot of people know me from that one song, as Bad Boy for Life, with it ain't changed that verse. Then I wrote a lot of hits for Puff, like let's say the Godzilla song with the Come With Me with Led Zeppelin. Rest in peace, Led Zeppelin. I had the opportunity to work on the song This Is Not America, David Bowie. Rest in peace, David Bowie. I wrote several songs for Puff on his P. Diddy and the Family on the Forever album. I might have did a single on Forever album, the PE 2000 with my man Roger Green. Um, I'm an artist that just so happened to become a ghostwriter by default.
Yeah, that verse you had on Bad Boys for Life was dope.
Yeah, Bad Boy for Life. Yeah, Black Rob, you got Black Rob Muscle Game. You got Gangsta Lil Kim Puff, Forever. Man, I wrote the songs with like Cocaine. I did the A-Ball and MJG Ride With Me. I mean, you do the discog, I have a whole bunch of songs. A lot of people don't know they'd be like, you only did one song for Puff. Or this one song for Bad Boys. You check the history, do the resume. I got quite a few of them. You know what I'm saying? And there's plenty more. So that's nothing.
Right. So I gotta ask you, right? You being a part of Bad Boy at one point, news broke today that Diddy, he's stepping away from Revolt. How do you feel about that? And how do you feel about these lawsuits accusing Diddy of abuse? What do you think about that? You knowing Diddy, do you think he's capable of doing that, man?
Do I think yeah? Every man possibly is capable. I think he's very capable of doing it. It's in his character. That's who he is. That's what comes with power. That's what comes with arrogance. That's what comes with, what makes him. Power, that's just the selfishness to make you be like that. But with everything that's going on, man, you're looking at they dropping them left and right. Companies are parting ways with him. All of that's happening right now because he's tarnishing his own image. What I think is just it's what I call is a character assassination that's going on right now. So it's just another form to silence a man, to humble a person. You know how sometimes you got to humble somebody.
You're right.
Yeah, I think he's being humbled right now, which it took a long time. It takes a long time to humble an arrogant person.
So Diddy, he's an arrogant guy.
Very arrogant, selfish, all of those kind of things that you don't like. You don't never see in a true friend or a grown man. You know what I mean? Like you're a grown man, you carry yourself like a grown man. He doesn't carry himself like a friend. You know.
So you're not surprised when you hear Cassie say that, Diddy, he used to hit her and she had to cover up her bruises with makeup. You're not surprised when you hear that. Because I interviewed Gene Deal and he wasn't around Bad Boy when Cassie was around, but he told me that, he did the same thing to Kim Porter.
Or you could take it before then, and then you can remember when Misa was dating what, Eric Sermon from EPMD, and that was her childhood boyfriend. Like coming up, they was the lovey-dovey couple, and it was back then. He used to do that with Misa. So and one thing I always say is, as a man and as anyone in a relationship, we often go through these kind of things. So I've seen it in friends. I've seen it in him. I've seen fights. I've seen all kinds. I've seen fights between where he have an argument, fight with a female, whatever it may be. I've seen it with my own friends. But sometimes you say, we all go through things, but once you have a sign of doing it over and over and over again, that's when it becomes a problem. You be like, so every relationship that you get in, you're violent in them. So you say, I don't have to wait to see what he would. I was around when Cassie was there. I knew Kim Porter before I knew Puff. I met Misa, but it was a history. When you have a history of the same thing, man, it becomes a problem. Something you do once or twice, you get over. First, you're not supposed to put your hands on a woman's way I was raised. And the only person that really put their hands on women really is men who have feminine traits. So, it really takes a coward to put his hands on a woman. So, a man is so strong enough, we can just walk away. You can do, it's so many different things that you can do other than get upset, put your hands on a woman. But that comes from a man who's not quite a grown man. It's still a boy, like a bad boy.
Speaking of Kim Porter, because you knew Kim Porter, is it true that Diddy broke her nose?
Bust her nose, man. But it was all, insecurities. Anytime a man would go out his way to wiretap someone's phone or put taps in their homes just to monitor their conversation, that's a sign of insanity. So when you see someone doing that, you can imagine everything else they do. What do you think he's going to do if he found her on the phone talking to someone and or feels that she's cheating on him or somebody sleeping with his girl? What you think he's going to say? Ooh, I caught you. Ooh, I heard this. Nah, he's going to come in with it's going to be a fight. But that's something that you've seen from the inside. When you're on the inside looking out, it's like looking at Blueface and his girlfriend always arguing on TV, they toxic relationship. So when you're on the inside looking out, you don't really see them like fighting. You just be like, they tripping. This is their relationship. It's been going on like that with them for years. So usually when you notice Puff was in those kind of violent relationships with his females, this been going on ever since 2-3 years. This ain't just something that just happened. This ain't the first fight. It ain't the last fight. Yeah, I noticed all. I seen a lot. I seen him walk in with scratches and bruises on his face. And you'd be like, who scratched you up, dog? Who's scratching you? What, you had a fight with a cat? What's going on? So he put his hands on females, put his hands on producers, executives. That's just his. I guess that's what the whole name Bad Boy comes from. That people don't really understand. What is it? What is a bad boy? Why did he choose that name? Like he never really gave a clear definition of how he feels about that name. Not yet. Could be bad business, bad friendships, bad blood, all of that kind of bad stuff. You know what I'm saying? Bad boy.
Yeah, man, terrible, man. Just hearing that. I mean, and it's coming from you too. You somebody that, you was close to Diddy and you was on Bad Boy. So yeah, man, it's heartbreaking, man. How you feel about the two victims that came forward accusing Diddy and Aaron Hall of raping her? When you hear stuff like that, you're not surprised, huh?
Not at all. Not at all. I seen I had to take a second to really reflect. And I wanted to see, did I see these kind of things in his actions when I knew him or when I was around him? Did I see him have those bursts of violence? Just not on, you'd be like, he did it. If you've seen that, it was another video he won some. He just over over cocky. That's why he got fired from Uptown. Over. He's over. What do you call someone who's overly confident to the point to where it's called arrogance, right? He's arrogant. Nothing wrong with being arrogant, but when you're arrogant and you do it in spiteful ways, then so when I seen that and I reflect and I'm like, man, I do remember seeing him be or being physically violent towards females. I seen him be physically violent towards producers, other record execs, even artists. Always those kind of stories, man. But those stories are seen from the inside out, not from the outside in. So it's just like sometimes you can tell, as a man, you'd be like, look, we're gonna need a fair one, or we a one-on-one, a fair one-on-one, and we fight as men so we can come to we can come to a resolution, right? So sometimes we fight as men, but you see that sometimes they fight. They keep fighting. They fighting with women. They fighting with people. They fighting with love. They fighting with they self. I seen him fight with his own self. I seen him be violent to his own self. Forget anybody else. I seen him beat his own self up.
Wow. What you mean by that?
Meaning you putting yourself through so much stuff. You beating your own self up. You bringing yourself down with whatever kind of things you need at that time, whether it be alcohol, whether it be pills or whatever it is that you need. Sometimes people get addicted to pills. And when they get addicted to pills, that it alters the ego. All of that kind of stuff, devices. I seen it all, man.
And you said that you seen him get physical with his own artists?
Meaning like producers, mainly the hitmen. Mainly the producers. And what I mean by physical, it'd be like sometimes it might be a physical fight between him and someone else. And you say, wow, you're fighting even with your own artists. You're fighting when you go home. You're fighting with people in your office. You're fighting with your girlfriend. You're fighting with me. You just want to fight everybody, don't you? And that's what, when you think of that name, that might be what he defines bad boy. It's really about that energy that he feels like what makes him. That's what makes him. He's I always seen violence in him, man. Not only so we could say females, yes. I seen him violent with women. I seen him violent with dudes. I seen him try to be violent with me. That didn't work. It ain't even go as far as you could throw me. Because I'm a grown man. I just how you talk to me and all of that. I respect you. You respect me back. If you have a problem respecting me, I have a hard time respecting you. I don't care how much money you got. Money don't mean nothing to me. You know what I mean?
Right. So I want to backtrack to a comment you made earlier. You said that Diddy, he was phone tapping Kim Porter phone. Can you go more into detail about that?
Yeah, but it was the other day they just did a whole thing with the girl that he was dating was the one that was putting the wiretaps and all of that out. It was a clear case. She came, hey, I was the one who was doing the wiretaping and all of this, right? The tapping. So I knew about this before she came out and said that she was the one that was doing it. I was sitting there like, damn, he know everything she doing. He know her conversations. I'm sitting there like when I'm sitting there right there next to him, when I'm hearing them saying, this is what Shakira Stewart was saying to Kim Porter on the phone that made him mad. That made him so mad at Shakira Stewart when he went to L.A. Reid party, hit him with the chair. You don't think if he hit a man with a chair for dating this girl, they're going to have a fight at home too. You know what I mean? That's why, they say he busts her nose up on the boat. And have you ever been to Sandro Pay's here? Brother play a mandolay. Remember that was in his song? I need a good woman next to me. So then it happened in what was it, San Tropez? Like that island. And then he bust her nose. They had a shit. She said they tried to make it seem like she slipped and fell. She slipped and fell and broke her nose. Nah, the truth was she slipped and fell and landed on his fist. Yeah, but that's what happens when you put your hands on females. I don't really have much respect for a man who's physically abusive towards women, man. I kind of think they be kind of suspect. I'd be like, man, girls fight girls, men fight men fight big problems. Women ain't one of your problems you should have, especially if you got money, you rich. How you gonna be rich and still beating your girl up and you rich? Come on, man. Kid, you rich. You supposed to have everything you want. Go ahead. Let's
Speaking of suspect, because you made a few comments about, Diddy being suspect. Is he? Is he suspect? Is he in the man or?
To me, this getting naked around another man is suspect. Cause how do you sit there and look? You butt naked, him and Aaron Hall sitting there, what they comparing meats? It's like, come on, that's suspect right there, right alone. Cause you be like, I'm not going to sit here and make love. Cause even though we could label it it's just sex. I was never the kind of person that just got off into having sex. I was into making love. You know what I'm saying? The art of that. And I never made love to a woman around another man sitting there watching masturbating. You know what I'm saying? So maybe the whole everything was just wrong. The whole even getting naked around another man and still be having the ability to stand erect. Something is wrong. My joint is shrivel up just like that. You be like, what's wrong? What the fuck is he doing? What's he looking at? You said he looking at you. Oh, come on, man. That's very suspect. I don't get off. I could never get off by seeing another man sleep with my lady. Cause if that's not my lady then. But once you get that money and then you lose that respect, first you got to think about this. Is he sleeping with the help? He's sleeping with the help. Now you did this to your artist, bro. This is somebody who came to you to ask you for an opportunity to help them grow to become something. And you sleeping with your artist. Number one downfall right there. You're sleeping with the help. And then what makes you want to sleep with the help? Control. I just want to have total control over this individual. I want them I want them to know that I'm the one that's over them. I'm in control of their soul. I can make them. I can get them money. I can take them and show them around the world and still whoop their ass. That's crazy. That's insane. That's insanity, brother.
Do you recall any situations where you seen Diddy get into it with a female?
Now, let's say cases like, let's say a case where it might be a female that likes you. She naturally just like you, but he likes her, but she likes you. He's upset about that. He don't like that. The fact that she like you and don't like him, because he done worked hard to get the money, the jewelry, the cars, the house, the pool, the everything else that he think he needs in order to make himself feel like that person, that man. And then you don't have to have none of that. And this female still likes you even more than she likes him. He hates that. So that to me, I call that a man who has a problem with real men.
That's crazy, man. So he'll feel a type of way if a female wanted one of his friends and not him.
Yeah, he got to be the one, the shiny suit. That's why he put on the shiny suit. It's only one shiny suit. Can't be two shiny suits in the video, man. It's only one shiny. It can't be two kings under one castle. He know those words. Milk knows those words, man. Milk knows those words.
Have you and Diddy ever got into it over a female?
Yeah. I had this, yeah, one time. I want y'all to know this. These stories are strictly for when I was young and I didn't know no better. But now that I'm a grown man, my whole life has changed, man. I'm a different kind of individual. But Yeah, one time, a couple of times, or even the dancers, like he had the dancers used to come do the tryouts. They be showing up to the tryout room and all of this. I'm like, yeah, I'm going there. So I'd be like, ooh, look at her, look at her. That's the one right there. So I go get the baddest ones because plus all of the females naturally like me. I don't know what it was, but I knew they naturally like me, and I felt it because I like me like that too, right? So he'd be like, yo, the girls, if you know, it was one girl. Can I tell a long story? You want me the short story?
No, go for it. Go for it.
All right, I'm gonna give you the long story. So I seen this girl in the club that was a background singer. I mean, background dancer. She's in the Club Cheetah one night. And I went to the club and I seen her with Mario Winan hat on. So I said, where's Mario? She said, oh, he's not here. He stayed at home. I said, who you in here with? She was like, oh, I'm by myself. I said, where you going? She said, I got to get on the flight in the morning and go back to Canada. I said, okay, well, where you going to stay tonight? She said, well, I don't have no place. I said, want to come back to my place? She said, yeah. So we went back to my place and then we had a lot of fun. I'm talking about a lot of fun, whole bunch of fun. So then we go on she going on tour. We going on tour to Jamaica. She come to the tryout, boom. So she like boom, she like uh at the end of the tryout, she like I said, where you staying at this time? She say, well, I'm here from Canada. I ain't got no place right now. I said, want to come back to my room? She said, yeah. So we had some more fun. So we get to the tour and Puff come up to me. He said, hey Mark, I want to ask you a question. He said, did you sleep with her? I was like, yeah. Cause I ain't want to lie, act like no, I didn't. I was like, yeah. He said, how did you do it? I said, I did it like a grown man. I did it like you're supposed to, right? And then right after that, the girl was off the tour. Never seen her again. Kicked her right on off the tour. Second time, I'm in the Bahamas, run across a girl. He like, Mark, where you get this girl from? I said, I got her from the club. He said, she kind of bad. He said, if you give your girl to me, I'll give you one of my girls. I said, Puff, I can't give you no girl. I said, but if I walk away and she like you, then that's what it is. But I'll walk away and go to the store and leave her in the studio. I'll come back and she boot up with you and y'all together. I'm gonna be like, hey, okay. I ain't gonna have nothing to do with it. So I come back, the girl mad. She said, why you leave me here with this creep? I said, where's Puff Daddy? Who else? I couldn't even leave you with someone better. I thought you would be happy. She was like, no, I'm not happy. I don't like this dude. I said, damn, then he's looking at me. He was like, yo, get out of my face. Cause you know what I do to girls like this? I was like, I don't know, but he was already ready to hit her. He was like, I spit on her. So then she was like, well, I told him I ain't like him, but I got a twin sister. But I told him she won't like him either. That's when he really got mad. I had to get that girl up out of there quick because I realized he was going to try to hit my girl or be violent towards my girl because my girl didn't like him. See, money can't make females like you. He the kind of think that they're going to like him because he got some money. All of the pretty females I know in the world, man, they don't like you for no money, man. They like you for your heart, especially if she's a female of substance. You know, that's just my opinion. You could have money, then one day you can't. So when you go broke, that means you're gonna lose your girl too. Nah, I don't lose females to failure. We go to different.
I want to get your opinion. You was around Puffy, you was on Bad Boy. Looking at this lawsuit, Cassie, she claims that her and Diddy had freak off sessions where they would get a male prostitute and
You talking about the freak off session where they used to do in the studio and all of that over different entertainers' houses and stuff, where they be having them parties where they won't invite you to, and they be like, "We having a party tonight, but this ain't your kind of party." You be like, "Yeah, I ain't going. I don't want to go." Freak off parties when you go in there to be, yo, let me tell you something. We used to go in the club. We go into the nightclub, right? And we go and get to the VIP. All of these girls come around the VIP and they just be standing there. And like, let me tell you something, man. I'm gonna get back with you. We gotta rewind this back. We used to go to when we go to the club, we used to have these bottles, right? And on this bottle, they be regular Moet bottles. On them bottles right there, they've been to have something to make the girls be real slippery and all of this kind of stuff. So when you get up, they be like, don't touch them bottles right there and only drink them bottles right there. So we already knew what the drill was. You just don't mess with them bottles, right? Then all of the girls is in the club after a while. They all running, opening up their mouth like little birds. He just run around just popping pills in their mouth. Pop pill, 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 pill. And then that was the party. But all of the females that was in it, that's what they wanted. That was what party. It was part of the hip hop culture. We ain't see nothing wrong with it until Bill Cosby got in trouble. He did one too many. Man, look. I used to let me tell you something. I don't mean to cut you. This funny. We used to be on the road. You'd be like, yo, let me go with my Puff room, see what they doing. And you knock on Puff door, he'd be sitting there damn near butt naked. You ever just had a grown ass man answer his hotel door butt naked, and they'd be like, come on in. You'd be like, I'll come back. You ever close your eyes, you be like, I guess you're not presentable. And then walk away. Cause see what happens is if they be like, come on in, and then you come on in, they be like, this man just came into my room. I'm sitting there butt ass naked. I told him to come on in, and he came on in. You be like, so what's going on for the day? Acting like you don't notice he there naked. You be like, bro, put some clothes on. What are you doing? I don't want to see you naked. Grown man stuff. Yo, that's kind of disrespectful. So when you get that's called the test off. How you make sure you breaking in. Yo, call the artist up here to the room, tell him I want to have a meeting by my tub. He be in there by the tub and stuff, soaking and stuff, butt ass naked. You be like, how the hell am I supposed to have a meeting with a nigga butt naked in the tub? Nah, man, come back, man. Let me know when you presentable. That and then freak off parties, man. Listen, I'm not an angel. I ain't never did nothing morally incorrect, but I definitely not. The girls definitely have my share of pretty women and being famous. It just came with the life, but also what came with it was a lesson. Also, what came with it was, you know what, you can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and still expect to find somebody to truly love you. That right there, those kind of parties kept me from finding somebody who really cared about me. And it took me to leave those kind of parties, those kind of people, all that energy alone, just to even better understand me. That's what I did. That's why I've been. That's why I totally vanished from everything and said, I'm going to be a better man, a stronger man. And that's what I recommended that he do. I'd be like, bro, it's time for you to be a stronger, a bigger person. But he still wanted to remain minute. And that's what's happening to him today. See him.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Him opening up the door naked, man. That's weird behavior.
Yeah. Anytime a man's naked around you and they feel comfortable with being naked around you, you know what I'm saying? You be like, something ain't right, man. What do you know what I mean? I knocked on the door. You knew it was another dude at the door. Like when I knocked, you know what I'm saying? Then you can just go open the door. Come on in. Walking with his butt out. Nah, I just closed the door. I see you later, bro. I guess y'all not ready for the day. So that's weird behavior.
Yeah, that is weird, man. But I want to ask you about a rumor. Is it true that Diddy, he got Wendy Williams fired?
Did Diddy get Wendy Williams fired? Yeah, he sure did. And then what happened? It was I did the Wendy Williams show. Yeah, when I if I remember this story right, Wendy Williams she was saying a whole bunch of stuff about Puff that y'all talking about right now. In fact, Wendy Williams was the first one to expose Puff. And the things that she was saying about Puff, the allegations, he was denying them. But Wendy was in the way saying she knew him. So the more she kept talking about it, the more and more he used his power to get her fired. And then she wasn't supposed to say his name out her mouth again unless she was doing an interview or something like that she could speak on him. So when I went to do the interview, she was really happy to have me on the show because she had a chance to talk about him again. Yeah, that's what happened. Because she was telling about all of these freaky parties and all of that, all of the male-male relationships, and talking about the people in those high powers and what they're doing to these little boys like that, giving them record labels. And they give these little boys, where every boy they was getting bad boy, gave him a record label. Bad boy. Bad boy. Get out of here. So Wendy been telling them kind of stories. They was like, damn, she putting out too much information. See, this was before this been, these kind of things could have been going on forever. From the start, from the beginning of the money, as soon as the check was signed over, what did you have to do? I had to get touched in the booty. That's not good. You know, you know, but some people is like that. They got that in every walk of life, not just in the music industry. They got police officers is even doing it in the police station now.
Right, right. But I want to ask you, right? How did Diddy act around females?
Insecure, like he act like he was the prize in the loaf of Wonder Bread. He's like, he's very insecure. He's very, very don't want to see her talking to no, but don't talk to no. It's almost like, how they got a saying called, if she winks, she'll if he catch you winking, he catch that girl winking, he's offended. Cause if you wink, you but how could somebody be, see, certain girls he must have been selfish about, and some females he wasn't as selfish about them as others. Because if he really liked to see people have sex with his girl, then why would he be upset about somebody trying to talk to his girl? So I guess there was a difference between the women that he thought was his, that you can't touch, versus the women that he felt was just the ones you freak off with. Like, did he freak off with Kim Porter? I probably doubt that he would. Did he freak off with Sarah? I highly doubt he would do that. Those would be a different kind of caliber relationship. Did he freak off with Cassie? Yeah, he did that. Why? Because he didn't have as much respect maybe for her that he had for the other females. So even around people, period, like he'd get upset, throw tantrums, this powerful. It's like, don't look at nobody. Don't talk to nobody. You just sit here. That's it. Like, he have a girl sitting in the, man, look, I used to go to his lounge. He used to have a lounge with a pool table and stuff in it, and kitchen and all this, and daddy house. So I go to the lounge. I'm in there shooting pool, and he have a girl that he done had come meet him up there, and she be sitting in the lounge on the chair waiting on him to come. He ain't come. He ain't get to the studio about 3 hours later. I'm in there shooting pool. I be like, you want a drink? She be like, yeah. By the time he come in, the girl like me now. I left her here for 3 hours with some drink and me? Oh man, it's a problem. He'd be like, he'd be very uncomfortable with that. And I would have been too, because I'm like, you leaving her here and you not paying her no attention. The only thing she wants is somebody to pay her a little bit of attention. She here because she want you to pay her attention, but you not paying her no attention. So the first person that come and pay her attention, she gonna laugh and giggle and drink. He gonna come in, he ain't gonna like it. That's what kind of person he is, not gonna like it. I remember one time I brought a girl to the lounge to meet me, and it happened to be a girl that he liked when he was in high school, and he was mad that I cracked her. He was like, will you meet her? I said, I met her at the club. Bro, I met her at the club. Then it was a time when they be like, yo, send Mark Curry back to Atlanta. I was doing too much. I was like, man, I'm going to the club tonight. I'm going to crack all the pretty girls. And I was doing it. I had this crib over there, all of the perks and all of this. Man, you crazy. That created a big problem. You could tell when certain girls I would talk to and I would get on, he'd be like, he ain't like that. Not the ones that he been like us since high school. You leave him alone. I ain't know it.
Yeah, he wasn't feeling that, huh? But I want to ask you, what you think about the rumor that Diddy had something to do with Tupac getting killed?
With Puffy want to have Tupac out of here. Okay. Let me tell you something interesting. The day that Jake got killed in the club in Atlanta, Suge's friend, Suge flew from Atlanta to New York. He picked up Misa and Justin and then flew to Los Angeles. So you remember the things of what Suge was doing to people. Suge was sleeping with, he'd sleep with Chili. He had a relationship with her. Suge was running around trying to act like he was with Misa. So he was doing everything he could do to possibly get up under this man's skin. So if Suge was with Misa and had Puff's son, and Tupac is talking about it, do you not think Puff would be upset about that?
Absolutely.
All right. So with that being said, he has all good intentions to be upset, right? And we see in a sign of him being jealous over women and the things that we see him do to women. If a man to put his hand on a woman, can you imagine the other things he's capable of doing? He don't have no morals. So when you asking that question, some questions are there for people that have to put the one and two together to come up with the three. If I just sat there and told you flat out this, man, that's a pretty wicked conversation. But you could put it together though. When you look at it, it was all in the tabloids. Tupac was he had songs where he's saying, first off, F the bitch in the clique you came, West Side to the Diamond, you know what I'm saying? Bad boy for life, f your wife. You understand that song, hit him up. Give the Biggie Small Junior Mafia some Mark ass, you know what I'm saying? A man that put a whole song out like that and embarrassed the shit out of a insecure man. He said it. So I mean, we and then never, and you ain't never heard them have a conversation, apologize, or anything about it. It just happened the way it happened. Oh yeah, well this is how that goes. And then you have Biggie coming out with the "Who Shot You?" Separate the wheat from the opsa. Lead hard to creep the Brooklyn streets. It's on there. All that bickering beef. I could see sweat trickling down your cheek. Your heartbeat sound like Sasquatch feet. He did that song, and then Tupac did Hit 'Em Up. The click and you think you claim, you understand? And when they played that song in the club, I was offended. I ain't like that Tupac song myself. I felt like that was just so disrespectful for the DJ to play that song. And he know bad boy, it's a bad boy party, and he gonna play that song. Acting like he don't know. So it was a big problem. It was a big problem that was going on within. They were saying New York, big city of dream. Snooping them. There was a whole East Coast standing against a West Coast at one time. Behind these same kind of things, man. So can I say he had anything to do with it? I can't say if he did or not, but I can say that everything else that comes behind what happened, it adds up.
Eric Von Zip, right? The guy that Keefe D alleges gave him the gun that shot Tupac in Vegas. Diddy, he was cool with him, right?
It's pictures of them on the internet, all over the internet. It's Google Puffy and Von Zip. They got pictures. They knew each other. He knew him. Both of them knew each other. I knew him. I knew both of them. Yeah. Von Zip he used to date my sister, because a lot of people be like, that was my sister's. He used to call me brother-in-law when he see me. So I knew him too before I knew Puff. Yeah, I knew him before I knew Puff. You know what I mean? And so like he would come and pick me up from Puff house just to ride me around, and we just riding around through Harlem and I knew him. Matter of fact, one night I was in Puff apartment on, he had an apartment on 32nd and 30, something like that, 35th with the 2nd and 3rd. And one night, Haitian Jack and Von Zip knock on the door. They got two girls with them, right? So They want to come in because Puff got this 3 levels brownstone thing, got the plaques on the wall, the fireplace right there, the couch and all of this. Everything just looking real plush. So I go back upstairs to the room, let them have the whole downstairs, and then they leave. I guess sometime throughout the night. So it's a knock on the door. Boom, 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 boom. So I go to the door. I'm like, yo, who is it? It says the police. I said, the police. I opened the door. They say, yeah, it was two girls that said that they got raped in here by Puff Daddy. I said, Puff Daddy wasn't even in the house. It was all in the newspaper. It went all the way to the next day. This what happened. So it gave Puff a whole bunch. But then that goes back to when we look at what they did with Tupac over a girl. And it always made me think, like, was that one of them setups to where they be like, some girls is gonna say they was in here and they got touched on and raped, so then now they gonna drag a man through the mud. I don't know what the intentions were, but I was glad I was there to kind of, when they knocked on the door, I was like to the police, man, it wasn't Puff ain't even in here.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And what happened with Shine, man? From your point of view, what happened with that situation?
Now what happened with Shine, when Shine went and did that situation with Puff and J-Lo and them at the club, we did that. If he would have came home and told the truth, it would have incriminated Puff. If he would have came home and stepped foot on the United States soil after doing that time for shooting that person, or whatever he was doing, shooting in the air, he was shooting in the air. Whatever he was doing, he would have came home and told the truth about that night. Like even after doing time and Puff didn't do time, being that I did time and he didn't do time, what did he tell them to make him not do time to make me do time? So then when I came home after doing time, if I came home to tell everybody, hey, I went and did time and he didn't do no time, he was like, you know what, before he can come back and get on the United States soil and speak again, just have him deport. Just deport him. We don't even want to hear nothing from him until this all dies down. So he went down there to Belize, and over time, it took a lot of time in order for that to come back around the full circle. It's like he in Belize, he can't be on the radio out in New York, or it was like, let me send him away so he can heal. Everybody gets sent away so they can heal.
Yeah, I always found that weird, man, that everybody that he fell out with, they either go to religion or they move overseas. Crazy, man. But I want to ask you, man, how did Wolf get killed, if you don't mind me asking?
All right, from my point of view, what happened? Every Monday I go to Justin's, which was Puff Restaurant. And a while back, maybe a couple months before I was at the restaurant, I seen Gert come in, and his name is Riz. Nobody ever called him Gert. So Riz comes Riz was in New York one time, and he needed to have a job because he was going through something with the law. So Puff gave him a job. So he was like, yo, and I was coming back to Atlanta. I was like, Riz, hanging around this dude is gonna make you corny. He said, what you mean? I said, because every time he go to the club, he go at 2:00 in the morning, want to leave the club at 2:10. You can't even go in there and get a drink and grab a girl. It's like, damn, as soon as you get a girl, you got to look like a sucker, like you got to run behind him. And he keep going, then you be like, man, look, I'll say, yo, it's going to make you corny. So this night when I was at Justin's, he came in the restaurant. He was like, Curry, you right. He said, yo, I just left New York. That shit was making me corny as hell. So I'm sitting right here eating. Wolf and Riz is sitting right here eating. And me and Wolf was, I knew Wolf very well in Atlanta because at this time, Wolf was he was upset. He was upset with Puff, right? Because Puff wasn't really using them for security in Atlanta anymore. And when he came to Atlanta, he didn't need them because he had Meech and BMF and all of those guys to hang out with. So he didn't have to give Puff this check, right? So he didn't give Puff the check. I mean, he didn't have to give Wolf that check. So Wolf was upset too, because he wasn't financially in the place where he wanted to be. He needed to be. Wolf still was running around being the wolf. He was still running around being a bad boy, a real bad boy, not the entertainer. We still having to do things in the street. Still just like, damn, what's it like having to have a friend like Puff and turn around and still got to be a dude who in the streets? You be like, damn, my friend got millions of dollars and I still got to go out here and risk my life to get money. So he was like, yo, I'm having to take these chances to get money. You know, this dude is not giving me the check. So he had, they had kind of grew apart at one time. And one time we was in the club and I knew Wolf was mad at Puff and they started arguing. And Wolf took Puff and touched every table in the VIP with his head. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, damn, he's really mad. So then Puff was really scared. He was really, really scared of this dude because he was really going angry with him. Then that night when I seen him in the club, in the restaurant, he was like, Mark, I want you to hang out with me. Don't leave me tonight. Just hang out with me. So I was like, bet. So we jumped inside his car. We went to Magic City. I had my friends follow me. We go to Magic City. We already knew that Wolf was looking for his girl, who happened to be with Meech and his crew. It was somebody in his crew that was dating his girl. So he already felt disrespected by that. Like, y'all gonna talk to my girl, that's disrespect. He not giving me the money when he come, not making no money with this dude. And then also, you the security, like all of this. So then, he grew very upset with that. And that night, he was like, don't leave my side. And I didn't. And then when we got in that club and they started throwing the money at the girls, and I didn't have no money at the time, so I felt out of place. And I was kind of saying to myself, you know what? If we were all in here together, they would have went in that bag and said, Curry, here go 400, here go 200, throw your money. And I was like, it didn't happen like that. So I was like, you know what? Maybe it's best for me to just leave because I could tell we not together on this, right? So I left and then I went home. And then when I went home, my partner told me that they found out where Meech was when they was at Magic City. They found out where they was. And then they went up there to the club up in Buckhead. And then the altercation happened. And then it was disrespect. Like, I think he called Wolf Girl a bitch. And then that made him feel away. Then he goes back outside. They let him know that Wolf and Riz is outside waiting on them to come out. They already executed, sent some more people outside. When they came outside, they came behind Wolf and Riz and shot him and killed him right there on the street. That's what happened to Wolf and Riz. That happened on November the 11th. November 11th that happened. 19 what? 19 what? 19? No, 2003. 2003.
Right. If you can, give me the play-by-play of exactly everything that took place when Suge Knight pit Diddy in the headlock. Because you're the first person to
Yeah.
tell this story. So break it down to a T
All right.
for people won't be confused.
All right. So I'm working. First, I'm more than the security at the club. I'm over the security at the club. So I'm checking all the IDs. I'm the one who let everybody in the club, who you could come in, you can't come in. I work the door. I know who ID is real. I know who's fake. I know the girls who came in here with these shoes on this week that put it to this girl, gave the same shoes to her friend. Now she coming in here this week. You be like, damn, y'all remixing them shoes, ain't you? Them the same shoes she had on last week. So I'm working this door. I know everything that's going on at this door at this club. We have a party one night for Jermaine Dupri, September 23rd, which is Atonement Day. We get into it another time. For beginning of fall of man. We'll talk about that another time. But so we doing the party. So it's Puff and them is in there. Puff is there. Uh, I want to say Big was there. I want to say Dallas Austin was there. I want to say Keith Murray was there. I want to say everybody from the Rim Shot was there. We all there. And so Suge pulls up and he comes into the club, him and his partner Jake. So they go into the club, they walking around, they see Dallas. You know, he's a strong arming. So he's going in just strong arming people groups. Like he's a big bully now. Whoever got an artist that's being treated unfairly, Suge had a problem with them. And he's gonna come and get you out your deal and sign you to his management. That was just it. Jodeci, you got a problem with your publishing and your money, or get under Suge Knight management. Mary J. Blige, you got a problem with your publishing, get under Suge Knight management. Chili, you got a problem with your publishing, get under big Suge Knight. Left Eye, you got a problem with your publishing, get under Suge Knight management. He was going through strong arm at everybody's group. He was taking them. And everybody group was jumping ship. Oh, I want to go over here and sign with Suge because we got it. He going to help us get our money right. All right. So he come in there, and Wolf is by the bar downstairs, and he's talking to my homeboy's wife, right? And he's like, he's being disrespectful, and he like, yo, you know, and he knew her too, from where they grew up together, her and Suge in L.A. He said, you sucking these East Coast niggas dick, doing all of these Bad Boy Fridays and shit, because we was doing Bad Boy Fridays every Friday with Wolf. Like, yeah, so see, my partner's like, damn, that's real disrespectful. And then he's like, yo, we you know, don't come to your club out there. When he had a club out there in Vegas, don't nobody come out to your club, causing no confrontations and problems at your club. You know, but you can't come here to Atlanta causing these kind of problems at our club. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. But Jake was Suge's friend. He in Wolf ear while Wolf talking to my man's wife. He's like, yeah, this Bompton, Pyru, Bompton. And he was saying Bompton because he wants to say, he's saying his blood. Basically, this blood. He like, yeah, this Bompton, Pyru. So Wolf did not flinch, did not look at him. He was just totally ignored him, carried on with his conversation, which also made this Jake guy grow even more furious. He was just even more mad at the fact that he was ignoring him. So when my partner, when he asked him to get it, you know, he asked the police to escort them out the club. And when they escorted him out the club, I'm right there. I'm seeing everything. I'm right there. And then when he walks out the club, well, while he was talking, I noticed some other dudes from New York. I knew who they was. They left out the club, and well, one of them left. And the one that left was one that would knock on the door every night at the club about 3:00 to buy like 3 bottles of Cristal, because Cristal was like $195 a bottle. So he'll come by every night and knock on the back door of the club because I'd be the only one there watching TV or something or cleaning up. He knock on the door. He'd be like, yo, I want to get 3 bottles. So I make $300, $900 just off of him when he come every night. You know, we selling champagne even when we close, right? So the same one that I'm talking about there was the one that finished up his drink at the bar. He walked out. His name is Jason. So when Suge walked out, him and Jake, Jason came out. He walked into the middle of the street, right in front of the gates of the club. He pulled out his gun. He started shooting Jake and looking at Puff. I mean, looking at Suge. Because Suge, he looking at Suge, but Suge was standing close to Puff. So in order for Suge to not get shot, he had to grab Puff and put him in the chokehold, and he started walking backwards with him. So like, if you shoot me, you're going to shoot him. So by this time, the shooting was over. He turned Puffer loose. And then Puff was saying, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. He's like, what you mean it's going to be all right? He said, tell that to your mama, it's going to be all right. Tell that to your kids, it's going to be all right. It's going on in the street. Right? So then, you know, but when he first came in, When he first came in the club, let me rewind it a little bit. Let me rewind it. He came in the club and he saw Puff. He said, there you go, you little bitch. I've been looking all over for you, little bitch. I've been calling your office. You've been avoiding my calls, you little bitch. And Puff said, sure, I can't be too many of your bitches. Right? He said, I can't be too many of your bitches. He said, what's going on? You running around, you dodging my calls. What's going on with Mary J. Blige Publishing? What's going on with Jodeci Publishing? He said, you had me go in there and do that to that man, which means when Puff got fired from Uptown, he had some resentment against Andre Harrell, right? He had just got fired. So part of him being upset was like, Suge, go shake that nigga down. So guess what Suge did? Went and shook him down. Went and shook him down. Didn't he have Mary J. Blige and Jodeci on his management? So that does mean the plan worked, right? That means some kind of way between those two individuals, something was talked about in order for us to get her and them signed to his management, right? So he said, you had me go in there and do so. Now we know that, oh, okay. He had him go in there and shake him up. He thought he was going to get the publishing on. Then he found out that he had something to do with maybe administering the publishing. So he's the one I'm looking for. You the one I'm looking for, but you've been running from me. That's what he was mad at. Then when all the confrontation, all of this, when the smoke cleared, Jason came and shot Suge's friend. But then the reason why I can tell you this, the reason why I can say this is because a few weeks after that, Jason got murdered at Magic City. It's in the book. I need everybody to go get a copy of that book because all of these stories plus more is in there. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? But he got shot at Magic City by an off-duty police officer. Now, when Suge Knight was in Atlanta, you got to remember he used to manage Bobby Brown. You know, he used to do security for Bobby Brown. Security. And he had a good relationship with police officers. Suge has always had good relationship with the police officers because he was doing that security stuff, right? So a lot of the times that you would see things happening, and like what happened with Jason, he got shot by an off-duty police officer, and there was a car full of guys with red hats that he almost, when he was walking through the lot, there was a car full of red hat guys in there that almost hit him. And then they had a confrontation right there in the lot. They got into words, and then the off-duty police officer shot him. Right?
So the chokehold. So Suge Knight, he put Diddy in a chokehold?
I called it the, let me give it a new name. The figure four. Let's call it the figure four this time. The last time I called it the full Nelson, but this one, the figure four. And he had him like this. He had to. It's like, I mean, anybody who's thinking in their right state of mind, Suge was a big dude. So he could grab Puff and do him like this and lift him up off his legs. And his feet was dangling like this. He was walking him dangling like this, and then he walked him back. And that was to avoid being shot. It's a lot of talk, and it's a lot of people, it's a lot of rumors out there that people say on that night that Wolf, the security guard for Puff, was the one that shot and killed Jake. I saw with my own two eyes. I was watching a man shoot a man, and I knew the man, and I knew when everybody else was ducking, I knew I didn't have to duck, and I knew I didn't have to run because he know me as the dude who sell him champagne. I ain't got to run from this. He knew who he wanted to hit. He knew what he was doing. So I was able to sit there and look at everybody. I know everybody who was under a car. I know everybody who ran that. They just scattered. And when they scattered, I'm going like, yo, why you under this car? What are you doing? Right now, let me tell you another story that to add on to that. After Jason shot Wolf, after Jason shot Jake, after Jason shot Jake, he then gave Wolf the gun. And that had Wolf shaking, scared, and all of this. And then from there, that was just the story to how that went. And but no, I can guarantee, and I can put that on everything, that Wolf did not shoot Jake. I seen it the whole night. Jason had on the blue. He had on the blue denim top, blue denim pants, and he had already left the club when they was arguing. In order to shoot a man that's coming out the club, you got to be out the club too, right? So if he walked out the club and he got shot, that means he got shot by somebody who was already outside the club, right? All right, and it came from that way. They shot him from that way coming in, not from behind or whatever, next side to side. It was the shots was coming from this way in, right? So I saw it. And one thing I could say might be good at that is to clear Wolf name up. Because he always was, to me, a lot of people may have blamed him for that. And being that I saw it with my eyes, I could say that he didn't do that. And the person who did it, that's the reason why the person who did it got killed shortly after that.
He was the person that did it.
Jason. It's in the book. The only reason why I can talk about it is because he's not here no more. If he was still here, I couldn't say nothing about that. I'd say I never saw nothing. But it's over. It was over with from that. The person who shot him got shot too.
And who was Jason?
Jason was a dude from New York that used to be down here in Atlanta.
You and Diddy falling out. Why did y'all fall out?
We fell out because I call it a breach of contract, the same way he said the liquor company breached the contract with him. I fell out with him because he didn't put my product on the shelf the way that he feels like or felt like they should have put his product on the shelf. I felt like he didn't give me the opportunity that he feels like the liquor company didn't give him the opportunity. We fell out for the same reasons why he's complaining right now. He's complaining about the same thing I've been telling him about him a long time ago. But it only matters when they did it to him. It didn't matter when he was doing it to everybody else. So I kind of knew at that time that, what was stopping me from becoming successful as an artist was because of him. And then I thought about, everything that I was working hard for, all of the people who I was living for, dreams I was trying to make come true. And then what you really did was just, you kind of just messed it up for all of that for me. So I grew upset with that. And then he didn't have no compassion, no heart, like, hey, you know what? I'm sorry that things didn't work out with you with this music career. But what I can do is secure you with this much, right? You can go try to get your life back on track. Maybe go buy a few houses. You like to do some carpentry, rehab, things like that. He never did nothing like that. It was just like, you. Like, you. You know what I'm saying? So when he said, I was like, you. So I'm going to write a book. And then I wrote this book. I wrote this book in 2009. And I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to attach something to you that's always going to make me money no matter what. So I wrote this book and I attached it to him. And that was my way of saying that I'm going to get my money from you one way or another. I'm going to make it. And that's when I did this. I already knew. And when I did this, I already knew it was over. I tried to tell him, I said, look, I'm going to write a tell-all book. I'm doing my story about my life. I guess he thought it wasn't nothing. And and I did it. Everybody, a lot of people tried to say that they was going to write a story, about a tell-all story. And a lot of people didn't get the opportunity to make their tell-all story. It seemed like everybody who was going to make a tell-all story, something happened to them. I mean, And I say something for, make things clear. Me is the walk that I live. The only person on the face of this planet that I ever could have that kind of altercation with, to where if something ever was to happen to me, man, look at him. It ain't nothing gonna happen to me by accident. I'm not going to go trip and bump my nose on a wall. I'm not gonna have no pneumonia or nothing like that. You understand? And if anything you ever see anything happen like that with me, you already know. But it won't always happen. I'm saying. So that's just how that is, man. That's what makes me feel confident to do the things that I do. Yeah.
Mark Curry, man, great interview, my guy.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me on your platform. You know what I'm saying? I do need you to go ahead and make sure, remind everybody to grab them 2 or 3 copies of this book. We need to have that book.
Now go for it, yo. Show the people how it look, yo.
This the book right here that I wrote in 2009. You can go to the link in my bio, and you can get your autographed copy of this book by just DMing me saying I want a copy of that. You can go to the link in the bio. You can go to Amazon and get you a copy of the book. But just the support that everybody's been giving me lately, I want to say I appreciate. To be able to come out on your platform and speak is something that I've been denied for a long time, because you're like television now. You're like radio. So when that television and that radio blackballed me, I didn't have an outlet to come and speak on. I didn't have a platform. But now that we have the internet and we have platforms and people such as you create an opportunity for people like me to tell a story. So I thank you, because if it wasn't for you, my story wouldn't reach as many people as I needed to. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart.